Something doesn't have to be scary to frighten the life out of you. Hey guys, it's Phoebe with WatchMojo. Today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 scariest characters in non-horror films.
Do you think you're out of tune?
We're taking a look at nightmare-inducing characters to appear in genres other than horror. Let's get to it.
You will not laugh. You will not cry. You will learn by the numbers. I will teach you.
Number 10, Witch King of Angmar. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Yes, we know, the orcs in The Lord of the Rings are pretty grim.
No one's gonna save you now.
But at least you know where you're at with them. The Witch King of Angmar, on the other hand, geez. If his gravelly voice coming from the black abyss of his helmet wasn't enough to give you chills.
Do you not know death when you see it, old man?
The guy rides a freaking fell beast dragon thingy and boasts armor that looks like an inside-out Iron Maiden. The Witch King is also a relentless force to be reckoned with, mowing soldiers over without mercy and leading the huge army of the Nazgul.
On his flesh.
Oh, and did we mention he's super tight with Sauron? Number 9, The Emperor, Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. For many, his shaky yet menacing voice alone is enough to induce terror, not to mention his trademark evil cackle. The Emperor, or Darth Sidious as he came to be known, is perhaps the most infamous name in the galaxy, and for good reason. Not only does his mastery of the Force make him incredibly dangerous physically, especially when it comes to lightning attacks, but his powers of manipulation are arguably even more notorious, famously turning the good-natured Anakin to the dark side.
Use your aggressive feelings, boy. Let the hate flow through you.
But aside from all that, his pale, wrinkled skin and yellow, sunken eyes have a way of just staring into your soul.
So be it, Jedi.
Number 8, The Penguin, Batman Returns. When Tim Burton is in the director's chair, you can always expect a few dark surprises to appear on screen. And in Batman Returns, Burton somehow managed to make penguins terrifying, or at least man-penguin hybrids. Danny DeVito's portrayal of the Penguin, also known as Oswald Cobblepot, is proof that size doesn't matter when it comes to an intimidating and terrifying villain. Not only is his appearance a little unusual and unnerving, with an elongated nose, blackened eyes, and rotted teeth, but he's totally unpredictable.
Burn, baby, burn!
One minute he's making bad jokes, and another he's biting your nose off, and euphorically grunting while he does it. Number 7, Kevin, Sin City. This slick black and white anthology movie introduces us to a wide variety of despicable personalities.
It's not wise at all to make fun of me like that. It brings out the worst in me.
But none of them are quite as spine-chilling as Kevin, the cannibalistic psychopath.
I'm sorry, kid, but I haven't even started with this creep.
And it's not just his eating habits that make him scary. It's that damn smile on his face. Elijah Wood's boyish good looks give Kevin an almost innocent, childlike demeanor, which make his horrendous actions even more sickening. And no matter what he's doing, be it scratching the hell out of you with his claw-like fingers or eating parts of you while he forces you to watch, you'll never see that subtle smirk sink from his face.
Kept smiling that damn smile. Made me watch him suck the meat off my fingers.
Even when he's being eaten alive. Number 6, Pale Man, Pan's Labyrinth. In a similar way to Tim Burton, Guillermo del Toro has a penchant for terror, even when horror is not on the menu. And no character embodies that more than the Pale Man from Pan's Labyrinth. A skinny, pale-skinned, child-eating entity with no eyes in its head, the Pale Man is arguably one of cinema's most iconic monsters. And it becomes absolute nightmare fuel when it wakes up and raises its eyes to watch you. The kind of thing you'd imagine chasing you up the stairs when the lights go out. The Pale Man may be slow, but if those wall paintings are anything to go by, he should be afraid. Be very afraid. Number 5, Judge Doom. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? From the off, Christopher Lloyd's Judge Doom is pretty damn creepy.
This is how we handle things down in Toontown.
He's got that whole ruthless, black-suited, Major Arnold Tot type look about him.
I'll tell you everything.
Yes, I know you will.
But it's not his human form that earns him a place on this list. Towards the end of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Judge Doom is revealed to be a toon. Yep, a cartoon-like thing that looks kind of human, but not quite. With his animated, bulging eyes, ability to turn parts of his body into weapons, and his weird Daffy Duck-like voice, he's absolutely petrifying.
Remember me, Eddie?
When I killed your brother, I talked.
And then there's his whole Wicked Witch of the West melting act. Hands up, who was scared of him as a kid? Number 4, T1000, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. The idea of a cyborg hunting you down is pretty scary. 1984's The Terminator taught us that. But the sequel took things up a notch with the T1000. Not only is this assassin programmed to stop at nothing to take out a target, but it has the ability to turn into liquid and ooze through the cracks in doorways, create stabbing weapons with its arms, smile, act friendly, and impersonate the people closest to you. So it can basically get you anywhere at any time.
Split, man, just go.
Oh, and we forgot to mention how it's basically indestructible, shrugging off bullets, explosions, and even liquid nitrogen. So if you ever get pulled over by a cop and he looks like this, follow Wayne's example. Number 3, The Joker, The Dark Knight. One of the biggest reasons Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy is so highly acclaimed is because it couldn't be more removed from the Schumacher days. His is a Batman that gets hurt, and his enemies are realistically ruthless. Exhibit A, The Joker. Sure, he wears face paint and a vibrant purple suit, but beyond that, he is a moralless psychopath who likes getting up close and personal with a knife.
Let's put a smile on that face.
Heath Ledger's Joker could really exist. He's someone who's sick of the status quo, works without rules, and gets a kick out of terrorizing innocent people.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
People like that are on the news all the time. Add to that his elusive backstory, and you've got yourself a villain more real than most.
Is it the scars? You wanna know how I got them?
Number 2, Anton Chigurh, No Country for Old Men. Another baddie laced in goosebump-inducing realism is the Coen brothers' Anton Chigurh. Played by Javier Bardem in an Oscar-winning performance, Chigurh is a hitman without a conscience who takes out multiple innocent people throughout the movie, and occasionally uses the flip of a coin to decide their fate.
What's the most you ever lost on a coin toss?
Sir?
The most you ever lost on a coin toss.
His empty-eyed, emotionless stare and weird haircut is enough to put anyone on edge. But it's the slow, methodical way in which Chigurh intimidates those he encounters that really gets us.
Are you going to shoot me?
That depends. Do you see me?
And to add to his realistic, unglamorous characterization, Chigurh carries a bolt gun around with him, a tool that requires him to get right up close to his victims before pulling the trigger.
What is that for?
Would you hold still, please, sir?
Anton Chigurh is literally bone-chilling, and if only because he drank all of that milk. Yuck. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Baby, let's move out.
Children, where are you? I know you're here somewhere.
You say the word, Lord. I'm on my way.
Speaking of Jack, One-eyed Jack's yearning to go a-peeping in a seafood store.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. HAL 9000, 2001: A Space Odyssey. We've had creepy cartoons, putrid penguins, sinister cyborgs, and killer clowns, but nothing quite chills us to the bone like HAL 9000 from Stanley Kubrick's 2001. On the surface, HAL is just a simple, basic red lamp, right? Well, HAL is also a sentient form of intelligence, installed on a spacecraft to assist those on board, being incapable of error. Error meaning failure. And that makes the presence of unreliable humans rather difficult.
What's the problem?
I think you know what the problem is just as well as I do.
With its eye constantly on the success of the mission, the soft-spoken HAL stops anyone who looks to jeopardize it.
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
HAL may not have a face, but the emotionless glow of that red light is scarier than any face we can imagine.
Daisy. Give me your answer, too.
HAL's voice might be the most eerie thing about him. Like, how is he so chill? What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments or tweet me at Phoebe_WM. And check out this video.